the more I study, the more my heart break. Like, I need my lawyer friends, I need my historians, I need my educators, I need my political leaders. I need y'all, like, for real, because this is the epitome of crafty counsel. Like, OMG. You know, I had got into a debate recently with another brother who identifies as indigenous American. And I was educating him on how the fact that he is privileged because he, in fact, can still trace his exact tribes people, and they're still getting the benefits of having their land and monthly stipends and probably free college and all the things they promised to the Native American peoples. However, it seems as though he forgot how, implemented by the Dawes Act, they were only allowing like whites and lighter skinned mulattoes, Creole looking people to claim that citizenship. Because remember, during that time, the enslaved natives and enslaved blacks, which are the same people, were not able to read, were not able to do any of those things, because the whole time they just wanted them to sharecrop. They wanted them to grow their cotton and pick it and whatever other type of plantations they had. The whole reason they came over here was to make money. Not to come all the way to America, guys, to bring slaves from Africa to sell here. They didn't do that. They came to America because they heard through the grapevine. Remember, these people were pirateers. They're pirates. They're terrorists, okay? Remember who we're talking about. These were young guys in their early 20s who literally just was against the British rule, or against, you know, they were the anarchy guys of today. That's who created America, okay? So a lot of them were pirates. A lot of them had warships, not slave ships, warships. Between the 15th to 18th century, pirates was heavy. They making all these movies about slave ships, but why they not making the movies about how, you know, many boats would go and attack other boats, so the French would attack the Spaniards. You know, they had the emblem, so you would know who boat it is. That's the Spaniards, or that's the British. I heard the British just got some gold from Peru. Let's board their boat and kill them. You know, like I say, that's why the qualifications for these warships were young, no family, strong, endurance, these type of things, because they needed people who were fighters who could survive, because on these boats, many men would catch fevers and die. A lot of these ships couldn't even house more than 20 to 80 people. And they're telling you that they just brought a bunch of free slaves over here. No, they had pain. Once in the 18th century, once the word really got out that we have land, we're getting land over here, we're killing these native indigenous black people over there, we're killing them, we're slaughtering them, we're going into their homes, we're making treaties that were continuously broken. They made over 368 treaties, guys. They broke all of them. It's sad, because we're so trusting still to this day that we trust the same people that enslaved us. And it's just when we gonna really wake up? Everybody woke, but what are you doing with this wokeness? How's that wokeness helping us as a people? You know, the guy was like, oh, I know my tribe. Can you tell me where you come from? Yeah, I can tell you which region I'm from. I can tell you what my great-great-grandmother told me. I can tell you what I've studied throughout history, how chattel slavery was a thing. They would go into the villages of the natives and indigenous peoples in the regions in Louisiana, and they would kill a plethora of people and enslave the rest to work on their plantations. And in some places, they were with the Frenchmen, they were a little more slick with it. They'll be like, oh, we got this thing we created called money with the gold we stole from y'all land anyway. And then we chopped that up into many pieces of gold. And then we created the idea of money, right? So now we giving this thing value. Yeah, we wore gold and stuff like that, but we didn't use it as money. We bartered, we traded. We would be like, hey, look, I got this nice coat. What's up? You know, what you got or whatever. But like I told him, in our communities, if a man didn't know how to fish, you would teach that man how to fish so he can feed his family, because that village and that community and that person was a part of you. Yes, the people had different tribes and this and that, but this is something that is within us. This is something that is engraved in us. Okay? So it's hard for me to grasp the idea of charging people to get this information that can change the world around us. Like, I need as many as my people to do as much more research as you can and bring it to the table. Like, we've been getting archives and all kind of information from people, you know, showing how they would bring, you know, misbehaving teenage black boys from Virginia and bring them down to Florida. That's your Atlantic slave trade. All those ships y'all seen coming here on slavevoyages.org were warships, not slave ships, warships. And let's get this together right now. White people were slaves also. Y'all know y'all got to get mad when white people say that. But they not lying. They were slaves also. That's why on the census it says free white slaves and stuff like that, because they were slaves. But they pushed the slave narrative, which is something they did in the late 18th century and the early 19th century. Europe started pushing the slave narrative. And when they pushed it, they only made it about the Negro. And then the Negro, which was first Indian, the Negro, that they turned into the Negro, which meant look African, which meant look black, you know. Then it turned into African American. And that's what they started to push on you in the 19th century, early 20th century. And that's where they came from. My great-great-grandma didn't know she was an African American. I was taught that in school during the civilizing process. That's the civilizing process. That's what school was, and that's what school still is today. Oh, I got education. No, you have indoctrination. That's why you go to schools named after the terrorists that murdered your ancestors. Andrew Jackson, the man that bought land that he legally wasn't even supposed to buy because it was land of indigenous peoples that was still living on the land. But, you know, France, Napoleon, he didn't want it anymore. Streets named after this guy, you know, in our region. He was fighting in France. He was fighting in Haiti. Toussaint was whooping his butt. He was fighting the indigenous people here. He didn't have enough money, because war, you need money. You have to have food for your soldiers. How else they gonna go out there and fight? You need money for war. That's why America is in DEBT now, because all they did was war. War. And another thing, it's just so much. Even the taxes, y'all, like, free blacks had to pay taxes, and then it's just and but the mulattoes, they fought against it, they didn't. The Creoles fought against it, they didn't. And then it's like a caste system was slowly being created, you know, within their region, within like the late 18th, early 19th century, because they wanted, because the civilizing process is about creating shame, right? And we still do it today. Cancel culture, cancel. Let's cancel everybody. Let's shame everybody. Let's shame our brother. So go look that up. It was a book written by a German man, and he's into psychology and sociology, controlling the mind. You know, that's all America about. Controlling the mind, controlling the people. So this is when they created like the education system, because they wanted everybody to be on one accord doing the same thing, to control the mind, control the hive mind. You are all going to believe the slave land and slave trade. Stirring that cup, stirring that cup. She's stirring that cup. You're all going to believe it. You're all going to believe it. You're from Africa. Your grandma is a liar. Your great-grandma is a liar. Your great-great-grandma is a liar. She's delusional. You guys are not from here. You're from Africa. Still stirring that cup. You're in this school system, this institution of indoctrination. You're here all day. Don't even have the capacity to sit that damn long. Can we go outside in the sun and be energized and feel okay with it being energized and extra and not being shamed for being who you naturally are? You want to be outside because that's where you're supposed to be, baby. Not in a jail cell, not in a prison. It's a lot, y'all. And I need y'all help. It's hard for me to ask for help, but this, I need y'all help. I need my scholars. I need y'all. Go to y'all old graveyards if y'all have them and see how your great was born in 1820. I'm like, oh dang, he was here during that time. They were still warring. All the UK was warring with the French, and the French was warring with the Spain. So they having all these wars on in the sea and all this and all that. How they having time to be bringing all these African slaves here by the boatload, 300, 500 slaves, when they didn't even have ships that can carry that many people during this time? Many kings and queens dying on the way to the UK because of fevers, because they barely could survive on these boats. But I'm supposed to believe all these people came on the boat. Come on, y'all, do better. It was trading. Plantations were created to create product. They needed sharecroppers to bring this product, right? So, hey, come stay on my land for free. Yeah, they took y'all land. I heard they took y'all land. That's messed up, but y'all come stay on my land for free. I just need y'all to pick some stuff, plant some stuff, and let's get it popping, And that's how I started. And then the sadists started to show who they really were. When the Spaniard de Soto came here, he was sent here to be diplomatic and make peace and try to come to terms and be peaceful with the natives of his land. He didn't. He did what they all do, because he heard what they can do here. They came, they manipulated us. Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm cool. Look at my dance moves. Oh, yeah, come to the cookout then. Come to the cookout. Come to the cookout now. Came to the cookout. At the cookout, raped your sister. You find out, not uncle come. Now not uncle come up, running up on them. Now it's a war. Now your ass captured. They built so many forts for this reason, because we was coming for their necks. Y'all know we don't mess with nobody until they mess with us. That's how we are, naturally. Naturally, like that, we be minding our business. And then it's a dude like in the gas station start messing with you, and you got to pick up the tea. You understand? That's when we would have problems with them. And what they did, they created all type of acts. The Homestead Act. The Homestead Act was basically, it came after the act Thomas Jefferson passed, which was the Indian Removal Act. You could either leave, and if you didn't leave, you're going to be enslaved. Those were our two choices. So some people would leave and go to like little country areas like Donaldsonville and Darrow, Louisiana, like places, small little towns like that, and start over. And then some would stay in the regions. It just depends. But I'll show some of the acts I was referring to after this video. Even the Dawes Act, where they, like I say, allowed different new created races, because mulatto, that term is basically a biracial of European, Spaniard descent mixed with Negro native. That's what a mulatto is, and Creole came about with it as if a mulatto have a baby with a person that's mixed with Asiatic or Spaniard descent. Now that's an admixture. That's an admixture. That's a mix of more than two things. So now it's not biracial. Now it's triracial. Now it's an admixture. It's a mix of more than two races. So these were the people, they were the mulattoes and the admixtures. They were allowing these people to claim, and white people, to claim the names and heritage of the real natives. And they started taking our land, and land that they just had extra. They started having a lot of white settlers come, you know, because they wanted to fill this place up. They wanted to be their own country. In order to be your own country, you need people. So, you know, it's incentives. It's like, oh, come here. Come here. We have a lot of land. They didn't tell these people about these crazy ass Negroes over there that's trying to kill y'all. So they started having their forts, you know. They had to live in forts because people coming for their necks, you know. But eventually they got more crafty with the manipulation. You know, they was like, well, you could be a free black. You could be a free Indian. You want to know how you could be a free black Indian? Religion. Yes, religion. Come on over to Christianity. Come on over. Come on over, baby. And you can be a free black. And guess what else you got to do? Your kids got to go to school. Because we don't need you teaching them none of that voodoo stuff. We need them to come to school, even though it's no voodoo stuff. It's just connecting with the earth and connecting with your ancestors. That's what they call voodoo. Herbalism. You know why they say herbalism is fake and holistic healing is not real, and he killed off Dr. Sebi and everybody else who was trying to awaken people to connect back to earth, connect back to mother, connect back to the sun and go outside? Connect. What we doing? I need y'all help. That's it.